Hello and welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. I'm going to run through a few players I think we should buy, hold, and sell this week in KFC SuperCoach leading into round 6. Number 1 on my buy list is West Coast ELLIOT Yeo. He's had a very slow start to the year, but hit back in a big way last week with 121 points against the Swans. He's dropped 105,000 from his starting price, which means he's at a very tasty price at 478k. Picking a guy of one good game after some poor scores, he had 2 in the 50s, is always a bit of a risk, but there's a few factors that I think make Yeo a really good pick this week. One is that the Eagles obviously finally back in form. They had a few losses. Now they're back on the winners list and seem to be playing more the way they want to play. They are heading back to Perth. They'll be based in WA for a while, so surely that will help in the middle side of things as much as anything else. And also Luke Shuey's injured, which means that Yeo will take on a bit more responsibility in the midfield. Number 2 on my buy list, Lachie Whitfield at the GWS Giants. In fact, if you don't have Whitfield, he probably is ahead of Yeo because he could score at least as well, potentially better in the run home. And he's cheaper, and the only reason he is as cheap as he is because he scored 8 points against the Bulldogs when he was knocked out very early in the game. So if you discount that score, he's averaging 80, 90 plus in every other game. That's still a little bit down on what we would have hoped. Certainly people like me who paid over 600,000 for him at the start of the year, but he's getting plenty of the ball. It's just probably his kicking efficiency is what's letting him down. So if he can pick that up, I can definitely see Lachie Whitfield averaging 100 plus. Potentially even higher than that in the run home. And the fact that he's dual position, you can pick him as a midfielder or a forward, also makes him a really good buy. And number 3 on my buy list this week is Jake AARTS, who's the top rookie for the week. Played his first game for Richmond last week against Melbourne. Was very impressed, scored 76 points. He's been in the system for a long time. We know in SuperCoach we love mature age recruits. He had, I think, 6 years in the VFL before Richmond gave him a chance. And he really grabbed it with both hands last week. I really like the fact that even though he was playing as a small forward, he really got up the ground and got involved in the play, so he wasn't stuck down near the goals all the time. I think that makes him a pretty reliable pick going forward, especially given Richmond has had a lot of injuries, so that should mean he gets a pretty safe spot in the team. Okay, onto my holds for this week. Now, Jack Viney is a hold in my team. I understand people are getting very frustrated with him. We all jumped on him on that back of a massive 186 in round 1, and he looked very cheap for a player who could score like that, and his scores really haven't gone anywhere near that since then. Only scored the 60 last week against Richmond. Very disappointing, and his price is going the wrong way, which is definitely not what we want. But I think he's probably likely to stay around that 80 or 90 average, which clearly is not what we were hoping for, but it means his price won't go down too much. So I don't think he's an urgent must-trade just yet. I don't think I'm going to be keeping him in my team, but I think I'll be dealing with other issues before I get to Jack Viney. Another hold is Tiger Marlon Pickett. Hasn't been seen for a couple of weeks, just sitting on our midfield bench doing nothing, but I think he's a very good chance to play this week. Obviously, Richmond needs some replacements for all those injured players, and he has been going really well. They played a couple of VFL scratch matches, and he was in their best players. So I think we can see him back and scoring points. Hopefully he'll get plenty of time in the midfield. So I'll definitely be giving him a chance to build on that price of only 201,000. We want to get a bit more out of him. And the other hold for the week is Curtis Taylor up forward, and Max King you could throw into the same bucket. 2 rookies that were getting close to getting ready to trade out last week, but both had really big games. It just shows how the price movements work in SuperCoach and why it's good to keep an eye on those break evens, because they were really creeping up. That's the score they need to get to keep their current price. But now their break evens both way back down. Curtis Taylor's break even is 0 this week. So if he scores anything, his price will increase, and that should mean he gets a few more price rises. Probably should get up to around the 350k mark before we look to move him on. So who are we selling this week? And number 1 is, unfortunately, Gold Coast Matthew Rowell. Just devastating for the whole footy world when he hurt his shoulder early in that game against Geelong. He's been just superb, especially in KFC SuperCoach. Gained $260,000 in value in just 4 weeks, which is incredible. One of the best rookies I've ever picked. But now, I guess the positive is that that's enough money that we can turn him into a really good player. Have to trade him. We can't hang on to him when he's not playing, but I will be keeping a very close eye on him in SuperCoach next year, see how much he costs at the start of the year, because I think it could be a really good buy. So good luck in your recovery, Matt, but we'll definitely be picking you again in KFC SuperCoach. Number 2 on my sells for the week is Tyler Brown at Collingwood. He's only gone up about 100,000, which is not really we'd be hoping for a bit more from a rookie, but the problem is his break-even is now 61. His average is only 52. So if he doesn't get to that 61, he's actually going to start losing value. So I think it's nearly time to cash him in. His scores have really been dropping off in the last few weeks. And number 3 is another magpie that I'm selling is John Noble. He's at 266,000. Jared Brander at the Eagles is in a very similar boat. He's at 235K. They both have lower break-evens than Tyler Brown, and I think probably can score better, but I'm more likely to trade them for 2 reasons. One is at the moment they're not in the team. If they get picked this week, maybe we'll reconsider. But also it's much easier to get from those guys up to a really good scorer. So Tyler Brown, to get from him 232,000 up to a top-line midfielder, you need to find $300,000. But from John Noble, if you can get 200,000 out of another trade, you can get to Jordan Ridley, who's averaging 112 and he's still only 460, which is quite incredible. And if you've already got Ridley, one other one I wouldn't mind just taking a sneaky look at is Jaden Short at Richmond. He's 441,000. Hasn't been scoring quite as high as Ridley, but with Patrick Hooley out of the team for a while, there's a chance there for him to boost his score. So there's 3 guys that are on the chopping block, unfortunately for me, this weekend. That's it for buy, hold, and sell. Good luck with your trades.